I like putting things on my wall that make me feel happy, that make me think provocatively about our world, about our future, about our goals. Some of these are very old and I don't know where I got them from. This one particularly, I saved the date and where it's from, USA Today, because it relates to our topic today, bullying. The world is full of giants. They have always been here, lumbering in the schoolyards, limping through the alleys. We had to learn how to deal with them, how to overcome them. We were small, but fast. Remember, we were like a wind appearing out of nowhere. We knew that being clever was more important than being the biggest kid in the neighborhood. As long as we keep our heads down, as long as we work hard, trust what we feel in our guts, our hearts, then we're ready. We wait until they get sleepy. Wait until they get so big they can hardly move, and then walk out of the shadows, quietly walk out of the dark, and strike. And it's a picture of the car that was being advertised and a little girl with her backpack, showing that everyone can be bullied, but you work hard, you wait, and you persevere. I absolutely love this from USA Today cover, February 4th, 2014. Hello everyone. Yes, you heard it right. I am going to talk about bullying. Now, in the past, I did put out about 4 videos about the definition of bullying and how to avoid it, including some online bullying. So I thought that was really important for us to know. I'll put the links in the description down below. But today, I want to combine a bunch of things. October is Bullying Awareness Month, so I have our usual bullying articles. And next month, November, we have our elections. You might have noticed that in the political realm, there are some instances of bullying, and I want to talk about some definitions there and how you feel. Let's get into the first article, which is actually an Ask Mr. Dad from the Hartford Courant, Wednesday, September 28th, page D2, in case you're looking that up. The writer of the article says his son just started in middle school and the dean called to tell him that his son is bullying some of his classmates. And the dad's pushing it off. Pshaw. It can't have been because his son was bullied in elementary school and now he's lost some of the weight, yada, yada, yada. But Mr. Dad does something incredible in this article. He says your first reaction to assume that this can't be possible is wrong. Most times, those who bully have already been bullied and have gotten that into themselves. I was told in middle school, I believe, that I was a bully, and I could not believe it for the life of me. Started to say, oh no, I've never treated anyone that way because I was bullied, I was picked on for being fat, for being this, that, or the other thing. I have friends of different races, different religions, etc. But as we delve into the article further, your first step is to set up an in-person meeting with the school to find out some case-by-case bases for the claims. And that way, it's kind of like in special education, what we hear called the moratorium, where parents don't realize that they were hoping for this perfect straight A popular student and they either have learning disabilities, growth disabilities, or developmental issues, or they have emotional and behavioral needs. So this is a moratorium that you need to accept as a parent, as a teacher, as a classmate, and as the bully themselves. Then, once you understand the situation, you can talk to your child, student, etc. When they're A, in a good mood, B, you have a big block of distraction-free time to talk, which can be difficult in this technology-based age, and C, you're feeling calm and confident in you to be able to have this conversation. You don't want to be putzing around with it. You really want to be firm and take action and kind of nip this in the bud, so to speak. Then, chances are they'll either realize what they've done or, given that they were bullied themselves, they'll be able to empathize. And learning empathy is important.
So what is empathy, and why is it very different than sympathy? Empathy fuels connection. Sympathy drives disconnection. Empathy, it's very interesting. Teresa Wiseman is a nursing scholar who studied professions, very diverse professions where empathy is relevant, and came up with 4 qualities of empathy. Perspective taking, the ability to take the perspective of another person or recognize their perspective as their truth. Staying out of judgment, not easy when you enjoy it as much as most of us do. Recognizing emotion in other people and then communicating that. Empathy is feeling with people. And to me, I always think of empathy as this kind of sacred space when someone's kind of in a deep hole and they shout out from the bottom and they say, I'm stuck, it's dark, I'm overwhelmed. And then we look and we say, hey, you climb down. I know what it's like down here, and you're not alone. Sympathy is, ooh, it's bad,
I did cut that video a little short. It went on to describe sympathy and how you should avoid comments such as, well, at least. So if you really want to see that, I'll put the link in the description down below. But I want to move on to the next part, which is the political aspect and how we're dealing with bullying in the United States currently.
You're a little bit racist.
Well, you're a little bit too. We're all a little bit racist. I think that I would have to agree with you. We're glad you do. It's sad but true. Everyone's a little bit racist. All right.
All right.
All right. All right. Bigotry has never been exclusively white. If we all could just admit that we are racist a little bit, even though we all know that it's wrong, maybe it would help us get along.
On Sunday, October 9th, the Hartford Courant came out on its opinion page stating that it is for Hillary Clinton for president. One of the topics of the article for Hillary states, and I quote, "It's not that most Americans are hateful or narrow-minded. We believe that those who promulgate bigotry and divisiveness are a small, if loud, segmented of the population. But race is so deeply woven into the fabric of the national conversation that it is all but impossible not to see the world through the prism of color." As you saw in that segment of Avenue Q, the Broadway musical, everyone has these racist tendencies. But does that mean that we want a president to preside over us, to represent us as an ambassador of the United States to other countries, proclaiming our racism? Or do we want to shove it under the rug until it is no more? I really want it to not be here anymore. But when you have things like what Donald Trump, presidential candidate for 2016, has said, it's a little discerning.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. And you can tell them to go themselves. I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible. When Mexico sends its people, they're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists.
You know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
You got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. She's a slob. She ate like a pig.
A person who's flat-chested is very hard to be a 10.
Does she have a good body? No. Does she have a fat? Absolutely.
So you treat women with respect?
I can't say that either.
All right, good.
Our children and grandchildren will look back at this time, at the choices we are about to make, the goals we will strive for, the principles we will live by, and we need to make sure that they can be proud of us. I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
Lambasting or lampooning, which you might recognize from the National Lampoon's Vacation movie series, is the quality of criticizing someone or something harshly. This video was not meant to be a plug for Hillary Clinton for president. It was more supposed to be talking about bullying and why Donald Trump would not be the best choice for president because he doesn't portray that type of presidential candidate that we want to see in the White House. And I'll take a note from the Hartford Courant's playbook and why the Courant writes endorsements. They always research their candidates, their articles, etc. all year round. So why would it be any different to write in an opinion, an editorial piece about why they think that Hillary would be better than Trump for president? So I'm just stating a fact that Trump is not good for our children, not good for the future. Moving on, we do have an article that does state about Trump's bullying. Also Sunday, October 9th, under the article about clowns arriving, civilization teeters on the brink, is the article about Donald Trump and the first presidential debate, where it talks about key elements of credibility, style, and how he has neither. In the first sentence of credibility, something that our high school writing students can really learn from, when an argument is made, the speaker must stake his or her credibility, cite your sources, state some sort of voice in this topic who has been part of it for a very long time. Anything that can help your case that's not you fresh coming into it stating your opinion. Opinions are not as hardly substantiated as evidence. Then style. When you have a limited amount of time, you only have a limited amount of patience for getting your answer across in a polite manner. Trump did not have politeness and he didn't have patience. Something that you need as a teacher, by the way, and something that I think an ambassador of the country would need in dealing with people of different backgrounds, different cultures, different speaking styles, and that sort of thing. So these are just more items, food for thought. Please don't let our children see this vulgarity. It's part of our school curriculum on occasion to watch the news and learn what's going on in the world. Don't let them see that. And don't let racism and judgment be part of the new world we want to create with our young children. Thank you for watching, and I hope you weren't too offended by my political views. If you liked it or you want to see more education stuff, let me know in the comments below. Also, subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Bye.